Hey everyone, this is John Carrasco once again with Laguna Tools. Today we'll be going over a basic setup of the LCB 150 watt CO2 laser and what you should expect upon delivery. Let's get started. All right, so with the delivery of your machine, you'll receive your CO2 laser tube, that's 150 watt. You'll receive the chiller, which is a CW5200, the air pump, your exhaust fan, 2 hoses, and your toolbox. All right guys, so first thing you wanna do is mount the laser tube onto your machine. This will be done by removing the back cover. This is held in place by Allen screws. You'll be able to find the tools to remove those Allen screws in your toolbox. Okay, so now that we have the Allen screws off, we're gonna wanna remove the cover and slowly place it down. Now that we have the cover off, we're gonna wanna remove the clamps, top clamps. Same thing, Allen screws holding the clamp in place. This is where the laser tube is gonna sit and get wired into the machine. And now we're gonna grab the laser tube and very carefully remove it from its case. And go towards the back to get it mounted. Okay, so now that we have the tube mounted on the gantry, we want to remove the side covers to gain access to the tube and hoses of this machine. Okay, so now we're going to want to connect the wiring to the tube. You're going to have your hoses and a black wire and a red wire. The hoses are for the water going in and coming out into the laser chiller and then back into the laser tube. So let's get that going. We can edit all that, right? Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to use is a screwdriver. There are going to be 2 screws, one on the front, one on the back, and you're going to collect 2 lines, one in the front, one in the back. So let's get started. All right, so now that we have the tube mounted, everything connected to the laser tube, we are gonna wanna reverse the process, put everything back together, and yeah, let's get going. Okay, so the next thing, once you get your tube mounted onto your gantry, is going to be connecting your chiller to the machine. That way it gets the water in and out from the tube. Make sure to have distilled water in order to get the chiller filled up. Let's get started. All right, so first thing we want to do is connect your sensor to your machine. Then we connect the water lines to the chiller into the machine. Now we're gonna wanna get the water into the water chiller. Okay, now we're gonna wanna unscrew the cap from the water chiller and pour your distilled water into the water chiller. So 2 gallons should be more than enough for this chiller that we have here. Now we're gonna cap it off. Make sure to clean off the excess water. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna wanna do is connect the air pump. That's gonna give the air assist for your nozzle to the back of the machine. You're gonna wanna grab your hose and your air pump. Okay, so now that we have everything connected, we have your machine, chiller, exhaust, and the air pump connected, it is time to get started. Let's get the key from the toolbox. Let's get the machine going. Okay, so now that we have the machine on, let's go ahead and turn the chiller on. That way it gets the water circulating through the tube and back into the chiller. Okay, so this is what the machine comes with. This we'll be upgrading to, which is the inline exhaust fan. A lot quieter. Also has an app system which you can regulate the CFM, turn the machine on and off. These will be available through our website. Before we bring power to the machine, turn it on, we're gonna wanna put this red cap at the end of the CO2 laser tube to prevent arcing. Okay, so the final step would be to do the mirror alignment. You're gonna require masking tape. On this machine, you have 3 mirrors. You have your front mirror, mirror number 1, back mirror, mirror number 2, and mirror coming into the laser head, which is mirror number 3. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is cut a piece of tape, masking tape, and put it over the first mirror. Then we're gonna wanna go pulse to make sure that the beam is hitting center point. Okay, so now that we have mirror number 1 aligned, we're gonna move on to mirror number 2. If there are any adjustments that need to be done, mirror number 1 is top to bottom, mirror number 2 is left to right, and then mirror number 3 has 3 knobs, which left to right and diagonal. Okay, so now that we have mirror number 1 aligned, we're gonna move on to mirror number 2. Repeat the process, cut a piece of masking tape, put it over the mirror, and then go pulse. Okay, so now that we have mirror number 2 aligned, let's move on to mirror number 3. But if there is adjustments that need to be done to center the beam, there are knobs on this mirror that you can adjust for to get it centered. Okay, so now that we aligned mirror number 1, mirror number 2, we're gonna move on to aligning mirror number 3. Repeat the process, piece of tape, okay, so we did the test with the nozzle closest to mirror number 2. Now we're gonna jog the machine to the right side to do the second step of the mirror alignment. Okay, so now that we have the mirrors aligned, chiller hooked up, air pump hooked up, exhaust fan hooked up, you can start cutting. So next thing we do is bring the USB thumb drive, plug it into the control, download the file, and run your cut. Okay, so now that we have the file loaded on, we're gonna wanna frame, make sure that it's within the parameters, and then we can hit the start. Thank you for watching. Hope this helps with the setup of your LCB CO2 laser. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, lagunatools.com. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.